Please welcome Todd Olson, CEO and co-founder of Pendo.
Good morning, Pendomonium. Good morning. It's great to see each and every one of you here. It's so great. Welcome to Raleigh, North Carolina, our hometown. We love hosting you here. We hope you're enjoying yourself in this beautiful city. Let me get the slides here moving. Hold on. Can we get the slides moving? There's a really nice slide, I promise. So there we go. Whoops, too many slides. Wow. Can we go back? Yeah. Well, you know, it wouldn't be a live demo if there wasn't an issue. So, okay, here we are. So we're so excited. There are 2,000 of you here attending, and we have folks as far from Japan. We have folks from Japan, New Zealand. Thank you so much for making the very, very long journey. We are so grateful to have you here today. So excited for this event. And I want to give a special recognition to some folks who have gone above and beyond for our community. We have 807 Pendo advocates. We have 115 Pendo design partners. And if you're a design partner, you have influenced and shaped and helped collaborate with our product teams that you're going to see coming out later today. And we're so thankful for all the work you did in helping shape the future of our products. We have 52 product tank organizers and PUG or Pendo user group leaders. Shout out to them. I had a fun time hanging out with them last night. Really excited about what they're doing to grow our community. And last but not least, we have 12 reseller partners. These are customers who are actually reselling a version of Pendo to their customers to drive adoption in their applications and their businesses. So it's so thankful to have you here this week. Now look, we've been busy since the last Pendomonium. We now serve over 13,000 businesses across 161 countries. We have 50,000 monthly active end users of Pendo. That's you folks logging into our application every single solitary month. We now collect over 560 billion events per month, which is roughly, during a weekday, over 20 billion events per day. Now, this is contributed by 820 million end users. Folks, these are your folks, your end users, logging into software. It's about 820 million of them generating these events for a total cumulative amount of data of 22 trillion events. That's a 42% increase year over year. So we're going to talk a lot about data and how important data is. Of 22 trillion events, this is an incredible amount. Now, a year ago, we launched Session Replay, one of our biggest product launches that we've had. And now we have 220 customers actively using Replay. It's 10,000 replays being shared, almost 250,000 replays being watched. And we've been busy releasing a lot of new features. You'll see more features come out this week, but we're really excited about the drumbeat of innovation that we're delivering against Replay. And we're really excited about the results many of you are seeing. Our Business Impact Award winner, Sin7, is an avid user of Session Replay. And they use Replay in conjunction with our analytics to really look at their customer journey. And by using Replay, they were able to discover that when users and customers logged in, that they struggled to navigate through the trial landing page. So by making a few adjustments, they are now generating almost $500,000 per month in additional revenue than before. So that is direct revenue results to their business. So really excited about that. We love stories like this, and if you have them, please share them because we want to get these stories out so people can understand the impacts of these capabilities. Now, last year, we also unveiled our AI innovation themes. Themes like, how do we help you personalize content to the end users? How do we help you sift through all this qualitative data using AI and surface themes on how you can be delivering better value for your customers? How can you leverage AI to go through your data to help you deliver more product-led outcomes like retention and conversion to your users? And we've been really excited about all the releases that we've delivered against each and every one of those themes. And you're going to see actually a bunch more today that we are so excited to show you. And a year later from that launch, we now have pretty solid traction with you taking advantage of these capabilities. About a third of you are using our AI features actively. And it also means 2/3 of you are not. So we got to work on that. So head out to the product village and ask, how can I use AI to improve my adoption of Pendo? Now, about 72% of you have it turned on. So if you need collaboration with our security teams or have questions, we would love to get it turned on so you could take advantage of this amazing technology. Because there's real results. Here's just a handful of stories, but Nelnet is saving 80% of their time translating guides. Folks, it used to be like imports and exports. Now it's like literally a click of a button with AI. It's kind of magical. I'd encourage you to check it out. If you aren't, do it. It will absolutely save you time. ESOs save weeks of time using Pendo Listen to collect and summarize feedback from 500,000 end users. Folks, you don't want to read feedback from 500,000 people, right? And then Relias Learning leveraged our NPS themes and insights to improve their Net Promoter Score by 30%, all by just identifying areas of improvement. So super excited about this. If you are not taking advantage of these features, now's the week to actually change that. And then we're excited to unveil Zelta. Zelta is our most recent acquisition. We announced this in July. And it's a startup that automates the collection of customer feedback and leverages AI to uncover actionable insights from the data. One of their early beta customers, Cover, provides tools to quantify cyber risk, and they leverage Zelta to ingest data from Zendesk and Gong and Zoom to better understand how they can tailor and prioritize their roadmap to better deliver on customer needs. So we're really excited. You'll see more about Zelta later in this keynote, but we're excited about what this can do for you. So last year, my entire keynote was around we are in the age of intelligence. And of course, the catalyst for this was the launch of ChatGPT. And last year, what I said to each and every one of you is like, look, this is a pretty big deal. You may want to look at your roadmap. You may want to start adjusting things. And I hope it inspired you a little bit to look at this technology and figure out how it's going to impact your business. And now we're a year later from that event, and we now see AI intersecting everything we do. From how we write software and how we code. There's dozens, probably more than dozens of tools that allow you to do that better. To how you search. If you go to Google, if you go to Facebook, if you go to Amazon, any of these solutions, and now you type in any search, it's now powered by AI, right? Heck, I was in Gmail yesterday, and I noticed that it was summarizing all my emails for me. Now I don't have to read anymore. I just have a little summary next to it. So it's literally intersecting every application that we're using, and it's even intersecting our burritos. Chipotle is now using AI to automatically peel avocados, and having, cut myself a few times on a slippery avocado, I can understand why AI is so valuable for this use case. But not all these intersections are good, right? Who wants bad tax advice from AI? Or Air Canada certainly didn't like it when they gave us free airline tickets. Maybe good for us, maybe bad for Air Canada. But look, I don't know if you've got kids in school, but now we have this whole narrative of, oh, does it look like AI generated this thing for me? Maybe I'll change a few words. You have teachers now spending more time trying to discern whether work is generated by AI or not. I mean, folks, this is not an improvement in our lives. That is not an advancement. That is not delightful, us spending more time trying to decide whether it looks like AI or not. So what that says is it's still very early days. There is a lot of work to do. It is awesome, but a lot of work to do. And what we've seen here is just an explosion of solutions. I mean, let's be honest, folks. We already have a ton of software in our lives, tons of apps. Now we just have a whole bunch more. And this list is growing every single solitary day. So we had complexity, and now we have more complexity powered by AI. Multiple chatbots we can all talk with. Which one's good? Which one's better? I was talking to someone. I use this chatbot for this, use case and this for that. Wow, it's dizzying complexity. It's, again, not making our lives as users necessarily better. But the truth is we cannot ignore it. This is a recent study from Bain that says that generative AI initiatives could be worth up to 20% of EBITDA. That's profit. Whether it's helping you deliver more profitable customer service or help you deliver more efficient sales and marketing or, again, more efficient software development, we simply cannot ignore it. The truth is, if our competitors are taking advantage of it and we are not, we are left at a disadvantage. The last thing we want to do is leave our organization at a disadvantage. So we have this messiness we're in where we sort of have to look at this and have to experiment, and it's going to be imperfect. We're going to have to iterate. And what I believe is we need to find the magical intersections of AI and our products. And to me, this concept of an intersection is very near and dear to me at Pendo. When we started the company, we had this vision around we have product analytics, and we have this ability to message users. And if you intersect these capabilities, it creates a magical experience where you can both see what's going on and take action on it. This intersection has actually helped Pendo get the product market fit and help all of you take advantage of it. And that's kind of why we're here today, is that intersection of those two capabilities. Now let's look at some other magical intersections. This is actually the Swindon intersection in England. Wow, I spent the summer in London. They love their roundabouts, don't they? I don't quite get it. This is a roundabout with 5 intersecting roundabouts. They call it magical. It does not look magical. It looks really, really confusing. But the truth is, it's incredibly efficient. It's efficient if you're an experienced driver through this. You can actually get through very, very quickly. And if you're a novice, you can just kind of float around it and not get hit. So it is magical. Now let's look at another magical one. Who's had a cronut? Yeah, I mean, well, we're getting claps for cronuts. I mean, it's anytime you have butter and sugar, it's a wonderful combination. But who would have thought that a croissant and a donut would be so magical? And to be quite honest, there's lines in New York that proved it. Now look, there's a beautiful piece of street art that has this juxtaposition of two styles, and it's obviously just beautiful art intersecting on a corner. So the connecting theme from all these magical intersections is about the user, the end user, the person experiencing it. Obviously, art brings joy and delight when it's really, really beautiful and inspires us, that creativity. Obviously, the cronut, satiates us and is delicious, and it's just a wonderful experience. And of course, helping the user get from point A to point B, that's a magical intersection. So the way we find these intersections is by focusing on our users, folks. It's going back to first principles. The user in our field, for what we do in this room, needs to be our North Star, where we focus. And if we do that, we will discover these intersections. And honestly, that is what we do as a company. We help you do that. Our platform, our mission is to elevate the world's experiences with software. We want to partner with you to help you find these magical intersections with AI and, frankly, with the rest of your product suites. And my hope and my challenge for all of us here is how can we partner with you more deeply in doing that? How can we help you obsess with your users to find these intersections and unlock more value for your business? Now, I want to bring to the stage a customer who's done an amazing job partnering with us and doing an amazing job focusing on their user. Let's bring to the stage Caroline Olis from Cox Automotive. Caroline? Awesome. Thank you for coming.
Hi, Todd. Good to see you.
Yeah, welcome to Raleigh.
Yes.
Look, tell us a little bit about Cox Automotive and how you've been able to focus on your users.
Yeah, so Cox Automotive, you might know us best from our consumer products. That's Kelley Blue Book and Auto Trader. Rightfully so. So Auto Trader and Kelley Blue Book together touch nearly 2/3 of all car buying journeys within American consumers. Yeah. And to boot, then KBB's been around for almost 100 years. Perfect source for vehicle valuations.
Awesome. Now, how does this mean for our product? You have a lot of logos up here. What does that mean for the end user?
Yeah, we do. And consumer isn't the only thing that we do. We have products that run the gamut, and we service then OEMs, so that manufacturers. We service car dealers, fleets, then all sorts of users then throughout the vehicle ecosystem. We have a breadth of products that's just unmatched globally.
Awesome. Now, how is Pendo playing a role in this transformation? How are we partnering with you?
Yeah, so Pendo underpins a lot of what we do. We've got silos historically then as we've grown through acquisition, and Pendo is a tool where we've been able to take and consolidate things. We've been able to have our users experience then our products with a sense of cohesion. We've been able to take our insights that we have in a simple and single application and be able to have a multi-app experience in how we've instantiated our Pendo subscription so that we can unlock what that user journey looks like as they traverse across our ecosystem.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think this whole multi-app journey story is a really interesting one, especially for a large enterprise like yourself.
It is a game changer.
Yeah, now we're talking a lot about AI and how AI is intersecting our products. When we think about the automotive industry, we think about Cox. How is Cox thinking about AI improving our experience, maybe myself as a car buyer or seller? Like, yeah, how is AI going to affect us?
Well, we're on a multi-year transformation. We've been investing in data for years. We have a whole set of data solutions team members, then PhDs and data scientists then that have been working with that data for years. But we are investing in AI and taking it through all of our products. So we're taking, for example, then where we've got a lot of that first-party user data. And I brought my card just so I could quote the stats properly. Each year, Cox Automotive sees 5.1 trillion vehicle data points, 2.9 trillion consumer data points, 80 million sales leads flow through our systems, 30 million vehicles in market, the distinct VINs for the vehicles. So heck of a lot of data that we're able to unlock and bring together and drive our AI experiences. So you're a shopper, you're on Kelley Blue Book, then you want to get a valuation for your used vehicle. You want to go and have that experience, then you enter in some year, make, model information, and then we're going to take and we're going to enrich that. We know where you are. We know then maybe some demographics about you, those types of things that we can take and we can pull through our other products so that you as a consumer get a lot of benefit.
Wow.
And as you go on a shopping journey, say you go to a dealership, it feeds that information over to them. They can be much more targeted, specific, and get you out the door faster and without wasting your time.
Awesome. Well, that sounds awesome. That sounds delightful as someone buying a car. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate telling your story. Everyone, please find Carolyn throughout the conference.
Yes.
So thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you, Todd.
Appreciate it. Now, look, I want to walk through a little bit how we've grown as a company and how we can support you through this journey to obsess over your users. And first of all, when we started the company, a lot of our focus is on helping you with B2B users. So a lot of software as a service companies, software companies, and that's really our heritage and where we started about 10 years ago. And here's a great story from Wiley, obviously in education, the book space, who'd helped move teacher onboarding from email to in-product, and they increased engagement over 1,000%. So that's really, really tangible, direct value. But we've gone beyond those types of users today. When I interact with many of you, even last night when I was having dinner with a few folks, a lot of you are using us to really empower your employee experiences. Because the truth is, when we come into work, and we as knowledge workers, and we sit at a computer, all we do most days is interacting with software. And that experience impacts our business, it impacts how we actually accomplish our jobs. And here's a great story from United Airlines. I don't know, who got stuck in this whole CrowdStrike outage, blue screens of death? We see a show of hands. Yeah, it wasn't the most pleasant situation. But what United did is they took an unpleasant situation, they leveraged Pendo to communicate with their associates. And when we say associates, we mean like pilots and folks like that, to help troubleshoot and direct where people should go and how to navigate an uncertain, certainly unpredictable time. So that's a really interesting use case of how they leverage this sort of technologies in new and novel ways. But then other use cases, we have a reseller partner program. One of those partners is Q2 Software. Q2 works with small and local banks. Think your neighborhood credit union, companies like that. And they're working with a bank who is trying to roll out a new loan product to protect their citizens of their town from predatory payday lenders. Predatory payday lenders are not good for rural communities in this particular area. But they were struggling to get people to leverage this new loan product. So they leveraged Pendo, via Q2 to drive engagement, and they saw a 10x increase in loan applications just through that simple campaign, which not just, of course, improved what was good for the bank, but it also obviously improved their community because it got folks off of these terrible payday loans. One of the amazing stories that we have here, so I encourage you to seek it out. We have KDDI here in Raleigh, all the way from Japan, and they are going to tell their story on stage this week, and their story is amazing. When you walk into a KDDI story in Japan store, and if you're not familiar, KDDI is one of the largest telecom companies in Japan. You walk up to an associate, they have a tablet. If you want to buy an iPhone or an Android phone, they're going to interact in that tablet to deliver you a customer experience, and that is now all being measured. They're leveraging Pendo to educate those associates on how to better navigate those solutions and roll out changes. So your experience as an end user walking into a KDDI store is now being influenced by usage of Pendo. Very unique, very cool case study, but has real impact on a customer experience. It could deliver a more delightful experience. Now look, the average company provides over 230 apps to their employees. And this did not used to be this way, folks. When I started in my career, we had a handful of applications, and now you walk in, and again, there's just been an explosion of applications. Some companies we talk to have 4 applications just for collaboration. Now, how do you collaborate with someone across 4 different applications? But yet it's very, very common. Heck, many of you may actually have this inside your organization. And now, as I've already said, AI has not shrunk this, it has increased this, has amplified this. Now every one of these companies has a co-pilot or an agent, or both a co-pilot and an agent. I can't keep track anymore. The truth is, it's just creating more. So the question is, how do we navigate this? How do we actually make sure we focus on the user when they have 230 things to choose from? Did you know that we actually can help you do this? You can now put Pendo on a lot of third-party packaged applications. This is relatively new for us. This is something we've been doing over the years. But whether it's Salesforce or Zendesk or Box or Workday, ServiceNow, we can help you reconcile this, measure this, understand it. If you have 4 collaboration solutions and people are using basically 1 or 2, we can help you consolidate those things. This is something that we can help you with, and we love to do that. We also can now go outside the login. We can help you look at the total customer experience and journey. So when someone is coming to your website and browsing around and trying to get a sense of your company, is interested in a little area, and they go to your product and they go to log in, we can actually, because we know what they're looking for on your website, we can greet them and say, wow, you're browsing for this. Would you like us to show it to you? That's connecting this journey to deliver a delightful experience. This is what your users want. If you're browsing for something, shopping for something, and then go into a product, showing you right what it is an awesome experience and a great way to lead to potentially greater conversion for you. This is, again, very, very new. We would love to see more of you help connect this journey by putting Pendo on your marketing website to start to get a more holistic vision of how folks are interacting with your company, from discovery all the way through to conversion. So the story here, and this is sort of almost a reminder, is that we can help you across all of your software infrastructure, whether it's the applications that you sell, applications that you buy, applications you build, your marketing website. There's value in looking at the whole journey, your whole investment, because that's how you find these magical intersections. You find them by looking at where in this sea of applications that we have, where are the areas for efficiency? Where are the user getting stuck? And that's what we love to partner with you on, is really looking at this entire journey. So we've talked a lot about data, and I love this quote this is about 2017, The Economist. They wrote, "The world's most valuable resource is no longer oil, but data." And this was 2017. This is pre all the AI boom that we have today. And if we think about our economy now with AI, what does AI need to be smart, to not hallucinate, to deliver more magic? Is data, training data. And it is the new oil, and it's one of the most valuable resources. And heck, you heard from Carolyn, like, what is the value that Cox had? All this data on what people are shopping for with respect to cars. That's incredibly valuable, and it's going to lead to a better experience for you interacting with them. So we have a ton of data, and we're going to help you mine it and then refine it to get those insights. And when we think about data being foundational, it's really looking at it in a 360-degree view. It's everything from quantitative data, clicks, how people are using it, charts and graphs, insights, to not just that, but qualitative data. You know, I think just hearing from users what they want, what they believe, what they think is so valuable to help steer and deliver insights. Now with Zelta, you're going to hear more again very, very soon on stage. We're now going to be able to ingest from over 150 more data sources. Think your support tickets, think calls. And from there, we can surface the insights that are really important to you that are going to help you make better decisions on where to advance your product. And then last but not least, we have this visual data, this ability to see what people are doing. And a picture's worth 1,000 words. Watching a user struggle, be frustrated, is a great way to engender a response, fire people up, share it. I think this combination is what leads to finding these magical intersections. All four of these worked in concert to help deliver this value back to you. And I think it's really important to notice that this is your data. It's not our data, this is your data. Yeah, we're holding it on to for you, but we take trust as a number one priority. We have well over a dozen folks here at Pendo who literally their sole job is to protect your data. They have over 60 years of combined experience. We do not commingle data ever, and we don't use your data to train third-party models. So it's important to know that you can trust us. We have this data. We take it very seriously, this trust. And now's the time to measure more. We would love to partner with you on measuring this stack, doing an inventory of what you have. What do departments have? How do they do their job? What are the key workflows? One of the metaphors I've been using recently that I really like, some of you may have seen this if I've been on site with you, is I love this concept that the software that powers our business is kind of like the infrastructure that powers our cities. When we think about infrastructure, and maybe I was just inspired by taking subways all summer, but this infrastructure is what really is the fabric of a city. And software has become that fabric for us. It's what we use all the time. It's what we navigate. If we think about context switching between applications, it's kind of like changing a line in a subway. That's where there's loss. That's where there's inefficiency. That's where there's confusion. Oh, I go to one to another. Boom, this is confusing. So what does your software infrastructure look like for your business? Where are there intersections that are leading to confusion? What lines do you have that need maintenance? What's old? That's like tech debt or user debt. We all have debt in our organizations. How is it impacting our business? How have you measured it? Do you know? That's the area we would love to partner with you on. I'd love to help you discover how you can optimize your infrastructure to better power your business. Because all of us need strong infrastructure. This is how we go faster. This is how we drive efficiency. This is how we drive growth, by optimizing this infrastructure. The last piece I want to talk about is that this is more than just a software problem. Boy, I wish, folks, that we could just give you a software platform, you install it, you log in, and magically your business gets better. Yeah, like life does not work that way. We have humans involved, and anytime there's a human involved, you need change. Change is hard. It's education. It's work. And that's why we've invested so much in growing our footprint well beyond software. Mind the Product is a community. We acquired it several years ago, and it has just continued to grow. Our vision for Mind the Product is actually very, very simple. It's to help you advance the craft of product management. We believe that the more of you who know how to do product management right, how to leverage data, how to optimize a user experience, how to connect better with users, the better it is for your business. Because the truth is, we can make all the great software in the world, but if you don't have folks that can use it, it's not really going to have the impact that we desire. So we have over 300,000 community members, 3,000 articles. It's a lot of content. We have a whole AI section, by the way, which is awesome. We have 194 product tank groups. These are across 68 countries. Many countries you have multiple tanks you can go to. And these are folks meeting in their evenings, advancing their craft, learning. So whether it's you trying to learn more about a certain topic or meet folks in the community, heck, it could be folks where you're trying to hire and you want to meet folks you could potentially hire. These are great audiences to go do that. 20,000 podcast listeners, lots of meetups. And I'm excited to announce today that we've acquired Product Collective. So if you're familiar with Product Collective, they are the great team behind the industry conference and the New York Product Conference. And this just continues to double down on our strategy of building a bigger community. So this brings an additional 55,000 members to our community, 14,000 podcast listeners, and over 1,000 annual attendees. So please join me in welcoming Mike and Paul to the Pendo family. Let's give them a hand. Mike and Paul, they are here. Please go say hi to them in the community area. They'd love to talk with you, engage with you, and we're excited to have them on our team to just continue growing our community efforts. And what you're going to see from us is just, we're going to try to be everywhere next year. We did a lot this year, but we're going to have MTPCon, which is an event roughly of this size, folks, in London. So I'd encourage you, if you're obviously in the UK, it's easy for you to go, but this may be worth traveling for. This conference is a lot about the craft. It's awesome. Beautiful space in downtown London. So that's in March. We're also going to be announcing soon the next dates for the industry conference in Cleveland. Very excited about that. And then we have these roadshow dates. So you may see your city, you may not, but we are continuing to get out there and engage with folks in the community. And what's unique about this is we can bring folks from these communities who just are doing amazing things, and they'll be telling their stories. And that's just great ideas to get inspiration, again, that you can take back to your business. We launched our certifications a few years ago, and we've been blown away by the reception. We've had over 200,000 folks actually register for them, 45,000 certifications, 2,000. Let's see your hands. Who's super certified in the room? I see some hands. I'm going to see some hands. That's amazing. Well, look, thank you for investing in your craft. This is an opportunity. These are free, by the way. Please go take these certifications. We're now up to 6. These are a great way to invest in your craft. One of the biggest questions we get as a company is, how do we stack up? Are we doing well? What's our NPS compared to the best companies? One of the great assets we've done is we've actually collected a lot of these benchmarks and published them, and then you can go in and enter your data and showcase to your leadership team how you're doing. This is a great story from Colin at Chartbeat, where he presented his stickiness to his leadership team, and the CEO was so excited because they're so far above best in class that they interrupted the presentation to comment it. So this is an opportunity, folks. If you have not done this, go online, find our benchmarks, stick your data in. And look, I would encourage you as a leader, we like to see the bad stuff too. So if you're under best in class, talk about how you're going to improve it. But this is an opportunity to communicate at a higher level how you're doing in your business. And then continue to invest, enable, and train your teams. We have, again, training for Mind the Product. We have training for using Pendo. Some of you were in our office on Monday, yesterday, getting that training. We have professional services that want to partner with you. They can help you set up a center of excellence. We have teams around here that would love to engage with and find ways that we can help you with your business. If you don't have the resource yourself, do not fear. We would love to come in and help partner with your teams to get you up and running to make sure you're seeing the value. Join our community. We have a Slack community. We have courses on Pendo Academy. We have 9 Pendo user groups or pugs, or we have a virtual group. So these are other areas where you can get engaged to, again, get more value out of it. Interesting fact, we have over 140 courses on Pendo Academy. 140. Great opportunity, ways in which you can continue to grow your usage. And then you're all here. So you're already investing in yourself. So take advantage of this week. One of our core values is maniacally focus on our customers. And that is why we love doing this, and hope you feel that focus from us this week. But this is what Pendomonium is about. It's about getting you all together. We just facilitate it and curate it, but really the magic is in the interaction. So when you're out there outside and you're grabbing lunch, strike up a conversation, meet someone, build a relationship with someone you haven't met before. This is how you're going to learn. You're going to learn from each other. And that's the power of this event, is learning from each other. And we hope you pull away several connections, relationships, and ideas that you can bring back to your company and put to work immediately. So if it's not evident, when I talked about earlier, focusing on your North Star as your user, you are our North Star. So when we think about how do we create magical intersections in our product, our focus is all about what can we do for you? How do we make your lives easier? And what we're super proud of this week is we're going to unveil a bunch of intersections. If you haven't already experienced it yet at the conference, our scavenger hunt this year is all around finding intersections. A lot of the product releases were ways in which we can deliver delightful intersections which save you time, deliver more value. I'm not going to spoil the punchline. You're going to see those in action in a few minutes, but that's the vision. So hopefully you pull away from the event how to deliver these sort of magical intersections by, again, focusing very maniacally on the user. I think one of the companies that has done a remarkable job on this and has just taken advantage of all these intersections is Clarivate. We're so excited to have them. Please seek them out. You'll hear a little bit more from them about them later. But they're using Pendo across hundreds of applications. They have instances of session replay. They're collecting Pendo feedback. I think what we're seeing, and it's delivering real value. It's helping them go to market faster. It's helping them revitalize and migrate from legacy platforms to new platforms. And by leveraging these intersections, they're able to create better feedback loops with their customers and go to market much, much faster. So it's really, really exciting to hear their story, and they're just a great example of what's possible when you take advantage of all of these connections. So look, I want to end on a very simple choice. Since I've started my career, and I can say very confidently that I did start my career on mainframe solutions. I'm probably one of the few people in here probably did work very, very early on mainframes. Things were slow and hard to build software back then. We had waterfall software development. Things were slow. They were very, very slow. And then we had client server. They got a little bit faster. And then we started getting web-based development. They started getting a little faster. We started getting cloud computers. We started getting agile process. All of these things have just made things cheaper, faster, easier to build software. Now with generative AI, the promise is that we could take the marginal cost to develop software to near zero. They're saying that anyone can develop software. You simply type in a chat prompt, things get generated, anyone can build software. So if we continue to see this curve, this blue curve is like the cost to build software is going towards zero. Now, at the same time, while that cost goes to zero, all we've seen is this explosion and proliferation of applications, more and more technologies. Now, it's my belief, and I hope we all believe, that just more isn't always better. Having 10,000 applications doesn't necessarily going to make the user's life better. So my challenge to all of us is how do we do better as an industry? As things get cheaper, how do we get smarter? How do we measure better? How do we slow down to speed up? To be smart around how we build these apps. So we don't want this curve to go to infinity just because the cost goes near zero. We want to be smart. 2 or 3 great apps is a much better experience than 1,000 terrible ones, right? So let's do better as an industry. Let's leverage these techniques. Let's be strong in our discipline to make sure that we're focusing and obsessing of our users, our North Stars, so that we deliver magic and delight to them, because that's honestly what we all love in products. We love those magical intersections. We love, when you use a product that is awesome, it just feels good. Let's make sure we're focusing on delivering that for our users. So with that, thank you very much. I am so excited to welcome on stage Tricia Price, our Chief Product Officer, to showcase all the latest innovations that you're going to be able to take advantage of. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Our end user is our North Star, but their expectations of how they interact with our software, with digital applications in this era of intelligence is changing, and we have to respond. There are 3 types of user experiences truly powered by AI for us to consider when we're building software. The first is insights and recommendations. And those two are important to go together because the recommendation, what action to take on this insight, is equally important to the power of the insight. The second is around conversational interfaces or prompt UIs. Ask it a question and get an answer. And the third is around automation, fully autonomous agents acting on our behalf. When you think about these 3 types of user experiences, their intention is to deliver a layer of personalization. There we go. Personalization means that the software experience is directly targeted at you, right? It knows your role, it knows your geography, it has context about you. Right? When you ask that question of a prompt UI, the answer is specific to you and what you're trying to achieve, your experience level with that software. The same thing with those autonomous agents. They know your job to be done, and it's specific to you how they behave. To deliver on this layer of personalization, we have to think about our platforms and our applications differently. We have to think about magical intersections across our applications. For many of us, we've been talking about and building platforms for a long time. We think about platforms as a common back end or a common data layer, sometimes a common front end. This is often because it gives us engineering velocity and it gives us go-to-market velocity, and that's why we execute on these platforms. But to deliver on a layer of personalization, we have to think about platforms differently. We have to think about magical intersections across the application. Why? Let's come back to that conversational interface. When your users ask it a question, it's not of the particular module or the particular application or the set of features that they're in or you're responsible for. It's whatever question's on their mind. And to properly answer it, it has to be able to navigate across those applications. Same thing Todd talked about for each and every one of us in our day-to-day lives. We're in and out of multiple applications. So if you're going to talk about an autonomous agent taking action on your behalf, it has to be able to take that kind of action across applications. To deliver on these magical intersections and this layer of personalization, it is all about our end users because they are our North Star, but it's also because this is what produces the business results that we're all accountable to. According to McKinsey, personalization pays a 30% higher ROI than investments in digital without personalization. That's pretty incredible. So, in this era of AI and personalization, how does our craft need to evolve? How do product teams and product managers need to continue to advance our craft? Well, let's first talk about this whole evolution of product management. We used to see product managers tend to be in B2B and B2C SaaS companies, but now we see them everywhere. I get a chance to travel the world and meet many of you. We see them in banks, healthcare, retail. All kinds of different companies are embracing this concept of product and product management. And it's not always that the titles have changed, but the role certainly shows up. Sometimes it shows up as a project manager, as a business analyst. Interestingly, we're seeing a lot of Salesforce and Workday administrators even take on the title of product manager, or at least the role. All of these together are building towards this idea of modern product management, where we are responsible to drive business outcomes through building, configuring, and driving adoption of digital applications. Regardless of what your title is or where you work, this idea of modern product management requires us to change behaviors. So what are the things that we need to stop? Well, first of all, we need to stop ignoring feedback if we're doing that. I hope no one is here. But equally bad is trying to spend all of our days, hours and hours, manually triaging individual pieces of feedback. It's impossible. We need to stop manually writing feedback summaries. We need to stop creating roadmaps in silos or non-collaborative environments where we can't react and change quickly. We certainly have to stop taking a wait-and-see approach to AI, and we need to stop considering our job's done or a product or a feature finished once we've shipped it. That's just when our job begins. Because shipping features isn't enough. We have to drive business outcomes. It's not about how many features. It's not about being a feature factory. It's about driving the business outcomes that our companies and our end users need. So what do we need to start doing? We need to make sure we are getting to know users at scale. We need to leverage AI to drive outcomes. And we need to make sure we own the full user journey. Getting to know users at scale. We cannot deliver the personalized experiences that we talked about earlier if we don't truly understand our users. That means how they behave and also how they feel and why they do things and what they're trying to achieve. This requires the ability to combine quant, qual, and visual data, but you have to do it at scale, which means AI has to help. If we go back to how we used to do this, or for a lot of us, how we're still doing it, it's a pretty messy process. We ask our users to input what they want to see from us. We put that burden on them. And then we manually go through it and try to figure out what are the themes, what's most important. We spend time with other departments, sales, customer success, support. And we have a whole messy set of spreadsheets, trying to keep this organized, combine it with ARR, and our new strategy, our product strategy, to figure out what's most important. It takes a lot of work. But AI can help us do this much easier at scale. It can summarize, it can collect, it can go to these external sources, like your support tickets, like your sales calls, and help summarize it for you. We have to leverage AI to drive outcomes. What this doesn't mean is just sprinkling AI and giving your boss a check mark, right? Just putting a magic wand on something doesn't actually mean you're embracing the power of AI. We call that magic wandification, and that's not actually the answer. You have to build with AI first. You have to truly deliver new value and rethink the user journey. And for all of us in our craft, we have to use AI at every step of the product development lifecycle. This means from discovery to build to launch, and while we iterate to get those business outcomes. This is how we will transform the user and employee experience with AI. How we can give Netflix-like experiences that are truly personalized. And how we can drive automation through AI agents doing the work for our users. Focusing on the full user journey. Todd talked about this earlier with including Pendo into your website. You need to be able to impact business objectives by thinking about the user experience more broad. For a lot of us as product managers, we think about the user experience in terms of when they log in or when they're starting a particular workflow. But for our users, their experience begins when they read a blog, or they read some content, or they're trying to navigate our pricing and packaging and understand which features are in which solutions. You need to understand that user behavior too, because it can also impact when they log into your application, how you greet them, how you onboard them. So understanding and being able to personalize the entire user journey is incredibly important to delivering business outcomes. But this requires us to operate outside of our silos, outside of our individual departments, and really come together from customer success, learning and development, support, marketing, and sales, all coming together to focus on our user, our North Star. So how are we at Pendo investing and innovating to support you and your teams in this era of intelligence for the future? Well, we continue to invest in the breadth and the depth of Pendo One. There we go. Maybe there's AI up there, knowing that's what I want to do. Pendo One, you're going to notice here today, there's a new product. But before we get to the new product, I want to talk about the intersections between each and every one of these products, and I want to talk about new features and breadth. We continue to focus on intersections between analytics and session replay, and you're going to see those live in a demo in just a minute. From session replay to listen, from analytics to guides, and even in the new product that you see here, Orchestrate. And we continue to invest in Pendo AI to automate and provide more insights and recommendations for each and every one of you. The first product announcement that I'm so excited to talk about today is around Pendo Listen. For those of you who were here last year, Pendo Listen is our new modern product discovery tool. That product became generally available to all of you in February. And since then, you probably heard about our acquisition of Zelta.ai. And so now I'm so excited to talk to you about the power of Pendo Listen and Zelta together. So to join me on stage, I'd like to invite Pierce Healy, the CEO of Zelta. Hi, Pierce.
Thank you, Tricia.
How are you?
Good.
Great. Well, it's great to have you. Pierce, as you know, when we originally launched Listen, we had 3 components to Listen, right? We had the ability to collect and centralize user feedback, analyze that feedback, and then communicate it through roadmaps. But since the acquisition of Zelta, I'm really excited that really this vision is just 10 times more exciting. So can you share with us a little bit about that vision?
Absolutely. With Listen, we gave you a place to centralize all your customer feedback, AI to summarize it, and a workflow to triage and turn this data into ideas. And now in integrating Zelta, we're expanding this ambition with the power of AI. So in the near future, Listen is going to do the triaging for you. It's going to automatically categorize feedback into topics, product areas, and auto-tag items as bugs, feature requests, and compliments, giving you guys time back to focus on higher value problems. And this is not only going to apply to feedback collected within Pendo. With Zelta, we're bringing over 150 new sources of input, from integrations with sales call recording tools like Gong, support ticket solutions like Zendesk, and many more. And Listen is going to find insights to these channels on autopilot, giving you a 360 view of your customer problems for the first time. And the best part, as you can see on the screen here, we're making all of this available via Pendo's first conversational UI.
That's incredibly exciting. I know, Pierce, you have a lot of experience building prompt UIs and conversational UIs. You did it at Zelta, and now here you are with your team putting it into Pendo One. Can you share with us some of your lessons about that and how you intend to implement it in Pendo One?
Yeah, so we're all somewhat familiar with prompt UI at this point, having used tools like ChatGPT and others. And ultimately, it's the most intuitive way we've developed for humans to interact with software. You simply ask in natural language what you want, and the tool does it for you. And for Pendo One, we think this is going to allow us to unite the platform and bring together product intersections that Todd and Tricia have talked about in a way that feels natural. And for new users and beginners, we hope this gets them to the aha moment on day one. But for me, the true magic of prompt UI is the role that it plays in personalization. When an engineer sits down to use ChatGPT, for him or her, it's a code writing tool. When a marketer uses it, it's a blog writing tool. And when a teenager uses it, well, it's something that helps them cheat on their homework. And for each of these users with very different goals, the tool feels like it was designed just for them. And that, for me, is what true personalization means.
That's incredible. I'm so excited to show you guys a sneak peek of that in just a minute in the demo. But I also hear that with this future vision of Listen, there's some new use cases that people are going to be pretty excited and probably also surprised to hear about. Can you share those with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So AI is going to allow us to totally reimagine the use cases that are possible from a data set like customer feedback. 3 of the things that we think are going to be interesting are on the screen right here. First up, Listen is going to automate win-loss analysis for you. We're going to connect with your sales call recording tool like Gong. Listen will read the sales call transcripts, combine that with all of the other metadata you have in Pendo, and give you detailed reasons why you're losing and winning certain deals to certain competitors, going far beyond what a sales rep might enter into your CRM. I think that's very exciting. Hopefully you do too.
Yeah.
Secondly, Listen as a data set where users are explaining their needs and goals. And combining this with all of the usage data we have in Pendo is going to allow us to create detailed user personas. And these will be user personas that are data-driven, not backed by anecdote and assumptions of who our users are. Lastly, as a teaser for something you're going to hear a lot more about today, Listen will be a driver of personalized embedded content from Pendo. In the future, when you launch a feature or add some in-app guidance, Listen will allow you to specifically target the users who requested that feature, expressed a certain problem, effectively closing the loop. So these are 3 use cases we know are going to be valuable. But personally, what I'm most excited about are the use cases that all of you dream up. Because to an extent, AI and prompting is a choose-your-own-adventure game. And so I've no doubt at next year's Pendomonium, we'll be highlighting all the innovative use cases our customers have found within Listen AI.
Thank you so much, Pierce. We are so excited to see all of your innovations.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Thank you. So Pierce talked a bit about personalized embedded content. And this is one of the new features that I am most excited about at Pendomonium, and I think is going to have an incredible impact on everyone here. And this is our new concept of embedded content. This allows you to personalize your application with no engineering and no code. You can do this within applications you build or within Salesforce and applications that you configure and buy. What does it mean? It means you actually can identify real estate in your application, a component, and deliver dynamic content using Pendo segmentation to the right users at the right time. This is utilizing the guide designers that you guys are used to and know and love, same concept, but delivering it directly into the application. Yeah. Next up, we've been talking a lot about personalization and its importance today. Not only do we want to give you tools like embedded content for you to personalize your applications, we know it's important to do the same within Pendo One, to personalize Pendo One. So we have 5 new features to announce today, all supporting personalizing Pendo One and supporting you and your teams. The first is around collaboration, allowing you to @mention, tag, and speak to each other, to look at dashboards, to collaborate and understand what's working and what's not working. The next up is personalized homepages for each and every one of you. This is actually getting turned on right now as we speak in true Pendo bold pink fashion. We like to surprise everybody with a little delighter during the product keynote. And so when you log into Pendo next time, you will have a personalized homepage delivered just for you. What I love about this homepage in Pendo is it shows me my most recently viewed reports, funnels, past dashboards, and my favorites, allowing me to quickly get to those. It shows me suggested actions and delivers personalized content to help me continue on my educational journey as a product manager or in Pendo. Next up is AI-powered insights. These are driven by machine learning models that deliver retention insights directly to you. These are backed by powerful data story, and they will help you drive the business outcomes that you need. Todd talked earlier about our launch of Suggested Replay last year and its success. Suggested Replays are here to help you watch the right replays specific to you. No wandering, searching, trying to find the right replay, but hey, take a look at this. It's impactful. It's something you need to take a look at. And finally, one of the top requested enhancements for Pendo you have all been asking for is dashboard templates. I can't wait for you to see the demo of this. These templates allow you with just a click of a button based on your objectives to deliver out-of-the-box dashboard templates that you can then collaborate on. Now, this is the second most requested feature in Pendo's history from all of you. And this relates to mapping and understanding that full user journey that we just talked about. And this is identity mapping. For those of you who are putting Pendo on your website where you have anonymous users, the ability to stitch and tie this to the authenticated user so you can truly understand your users, making them your North Star. And finally, you come to Pendomonium every year so that we can launch a new product and share with you a major product announcement. And for today, that's Pendo Orchestrate. Orchestrate truly allows you to personalize messages to your users at the right time in the right channel. What do I mean by that? For all of you here, you're probably using Pendo's guides and in-app messaging. But sometimes your users aren't in the app. Sometimes you can put that guide out there and it doesn't give you the outcome you need because that user isn't actually logging in. So now with Pendo Orchestrate, you can also use email. And you don't have to spend hours and hours trying to figure out when do you use email and which users are logging in and here's this and that. Like, in Pendo Orchestrate, it all comes together in one product. You're able to use Pendo segmentation to drive the right users, the right message through the right channel. But for Pendo, we continue to drive ourselves to think about Pendo 1 and the platform in the future. So I want to give you, since you're here, a sneak peek into the things that we're starting to build and think about, and we want you as product design partners to partner with us and help us build. The first of these is feature flagging. Ability for you to launch, control, and measure your products without relying on developers. Experimentation, helping you frame problems and validate solutions through testing and optimization. And wow, when you think about Pendo embedded content that we just launched and how that compare with experimentation and the power of experimentation, it's a little bit mind-blowing. And then Pendo assistants, product manager agents. How do we help you automate tasks? Which tasks, which parts of your job are you all comfortable letting agents take on for you so that you can focus on the more strategic parts of your job? And finally, we know all of you are building conversational UIs. We know you are building agents. So how do we need to evolve with analytics and guides and all of our tools in this world of personalized experiences? So with that, I know you guys are excited to see the demo of all of these latest features. So I'd like to invite to the stage Brian Walsh and Emily Dunn.
Pendomonium. I am thrilled to be able to show you everything that Todd and Tricia just talked about, but in action, in product. Now, I love this graphic of the Pendo 1 platform, but I've always found it a little bit challenging because it looks like it's a linear path. Like we log into the application and we begin going through analytics to orchestrate. Analytics to orchestrate into guides, into NPS, listen, session replay. When the reality is, we actually move in between all of them. It's choreographed. We're dancing. We're picking up qualitative information and quantitative information. We get empathy through session replay. We take action. We measure that action. It's coordinated and orchestrated, and they're magical intersections. That's exactly what Tricia and Todd were describing. Magical intersections between every single one of our capabilities. So that's the inspiration for today. That we want to actually use Pendo like you use it, like I use it. where we're moving between every single one of these capabilities. You ready? Here we go. I forgot one thing. So I always forget this one. There's an Easter egg. There's an Easter egg. We hit it really, really deeply inside of all of this. So sit on the edge of your seat, like lean in, because it's the big reveal at the end. And I want to see if you can find it. All right, we got that, right? Ready? Here we go. We log into Pendo. We're greeted by a personalized homepage. This homepage pulls up, as Tricia just highlighted for you, all of your favorites. Everything across Pendo that you have said is important to you, but also your most recently used things. And that way you can begin work right into the place that you were last time you logged in. But it's not limited to there. As Todd said, we are bigger than just the product itself. And at the bottom, we begin to highlight all of those aspects. Here we are looking at how other customers have created success using Pendo. Or our academy, all those incredible 140 courses coming forward. Or our certifications, Pendo Essentials. These are all personalized for you, what you need to do to hone your craft. My favorite area is this section in the middle, the actions that I need to take. And those are personalized for what you're trying to do right now. So let's change this up to onboarding. We're trying to onboard. These are all the actions that you should be taking today in Pendo to begin doing that. And let's follow this suggestion here to create a dashboard. This is a brand new experience. Now, Emily and I have been practicing this for quite a while. In the time that it takes for me to describe a powerful dashboard, she's going to create one. And you all know how long it takes to do this, so I got it. Ready? Let's go. A dashboard, an impactful dashboard, is one that has a purpose, like launching a product or a product overview. And it combines together quantitative and, damn it. That's how fast it is. That's how fast these dashboard templates are. We've all been in this situation. You're walking down the hallway, a VP of product is like, hey, you have a couple of minutes? I really want to learn about what you're doing, this launch or your app. Meet me in my office in 30. And the panic sets in. You're like, oh, crap. So this takes care of that moment. But here's where it gets better, because rarely do we actually have Pendo open in that meeting. So we need to have the ability to export that into a format that we can bring into our meetings, whether that be a PowerPoint or a PDF, or soon we're going to have Google Slides as well, where we get that same power of that data into a format that we can present from. We can have conversations. Most importantly, we can make decisions from. Because using data to make decisions is one of the most impactful things we can do. And so here, in the time it took to do all of this, we're walking into that meeting prepared. In fact, we have enough time to go get a cup of coffee. But here's my favorite part. Every single one of these is now hot linked directly back into that dashboard. So when you share this content with your teammates, with your leadership, they get back into Pendo to explore even more. And it focuses in right on that exact spot for them. It's incredible. Now, I want you to time travel with me. You're working with your team. Now, this is a cross-functional team, I'm sure. You've got designers and researchers and content people and customer success. And you're working as a team because building product is a team sport. And you want to work together on this dashboard. So let's fast forward 3 weeks. And now we're working on this dashboard. But we actually want to work together. And that's where collaboration comes in. The ability for your entire team to be working together on this dashboard. And we track all those conversations for you, allow you to personalize that, so you can filter them down. You can look at things that are already closed out, things that are in progress, or new open conversations for you to pay attention to. In this case, let's pull up the one from Molly. Now, Molly is drawing our attention to this retention report. Retention is one of the most important things we do as product people. I mean, imagine trying to fill a bucket and it's got holes in the bottom and it just rushes out. That's what retention is. When we have adopted users to something, are they retained? Are they coming back? Think of it as, are we delivering value continuously over time, keeping them coming back? And so if we see a fall off like this over time, we have to take action. But what do you do? Molly's highlighting that there's a new feature in Pendo that's going to help us do this. That's actually highlighting for us what features or pages are retaining our users. So let's click through to this. And this introduces insights and recommendations. These are two separate machine learning models completely focused on retention. What are those behaviors, the pages, the features that have our users coming back 30 days from now or all the way through 90 days from now? In our original investment thesis, we didn't think there was a difference between those two. But the power of that massive data set helps highlight that there are specific actions that our users do that drive them back 30 days versus 90 days from now. It's really incredible the detail we get. So let's dive into one of these recommendations. Here's one around submitting a note. So in our Acme CRM application, it's spelled out for us in plain English. You're over 3 times more likely to return over the next 30 days if you use this feature. And all of the analytic data to back it up, pre-calculated for you, because that builds trust. You can trust this insight because the data's here. And we continue to scroll through all of this trust. This portion is where it really gets interesting because it's not just about the behavioral data, it's also about your rich account data. Think about all that data that you sync in with Salesforce or a two-way HubSpot integration or the API or even through the agent itself. We then look across all of that to find not just how individual things like what plan they're on or what industry they're in, but the individual value and how that correlates to retention. So whether it's finance or here's the gold plan that they're on. And in fact, if we clicked on the Explore metadata, it would build a DX report for us and we can go even deeper. But I want to keep coming down because rarely do we log into an application and do one thing, right? You don't log in, just click submit. You go through a whole series of actions. And so we automatically pull together those related events. Because this is the related experience, that customer journey that you're building for your customer. But an insight without action is just noise. We've got to do something with it. So we immediately drive you these magical intersections. Maybe we create a segment. In this case, let's create a segment for people who haven't used it before. So it automatically populates everything you need for this segment. We can save that segment and use it across all of Pendo. Segments are the glue that ties everything together. It is the intersection that has existed since day one in Pendo. And where could we use it from here? We could build a journey and look at all of the different ways that people actually get to that spot. But in this case, I actually want to build a guide. Let's take action. When we go to build this guide directly from here, we don't want to build it with VDS today because we're going to go fast. So let's use AI. And we're going to bring in a prompt to do this. And the prompt is just simple English for it. Let's go ahead and build a series of guides that are just going to get us to that submit button. Typing on stage. It's a test. All right, we're going to generate this. Now, this is going out across the LLMs to look at it. Now, we give you great tools that you could actually go and edit it, but that's just taking more time for us. And this doesn't feel very personalized or specific. So now you can connect your custom knowledge store, like a Zendesk knowledge base, directly to Pendo AI. And if we rerun this against that same prompt against this, we'll see that it comes back and generates those guides specifically for your application. Precise, saving all the time that you need. It even goes down to talking about the color of a button. It's awesome. But we're not done with personalization. As Trisha said, it's the right context, the right time, the right audience, the right language. So let's go ahead and actually localize this. We all work with global audiences. So let's get this into the language that we use. In this case, let's try Japanese. We can translate this immediately in-app. No downloading an XML file, no downloading XLIF, sending it off to translation services. But here's the coolest part. You're editing this right here in Pendo. You didn't even have to launch VDS. Edit right here. You can launch this, get this into action, start driving retention. Let's go ahead. Yeah, give it up. Now, retention as a concept challenges us, though. Because that assumes, doing this process that we just did, it assumes that the user is actually in our app. What if they already started churning? What if they're no longer actually logging in? How do you get their attention again? How do you meet them where they are? And that's where email comes into play. Being able to reach out of app in the same way that we can reach in app. So let's build a journey from here. This is orchestrate. The ability to create an orchestrated journey that's omni-channel, not just about in-app guides. It includes emails. An email surface that you can personalize, put your own domain on, put your own email addresses on. And look at this, it uses VDS, the tool that you already know how to use. Now it's extended to email. All the building blocks that you've been using every single day built in. But we can coordinate that journey. It doesn't stop with the email. We want to make sure that when we've got their attention, the message when they log in, it's the exact same message. So that's how we pull our guides into this. And if we wanted to add even more, let's say we could go and pull in HubSpot. And soon you'll be able to actually pull in Marketo so that you can truly coordinate an orchestrated message using the tools that you already know how to use, the tools that your organization leverages today. Now, we go through and need to personalize one more step. Again, it's that magic segment. Here we can place and make sure that that segment we created, based off an AI recommendation that we're using for analytics, we're using for everything else, now we're using it for that same journey to the right people. And while we give you tons and tons of analytics to show you what's working and not working, we can't forget that we have to have empathy for our users. They're not just numbers. So let's jump in from here to a replay. This replay is where we get that empathy. And Pendo AI makes sure that we respect your time. It doesn't say, go watch the 1 million session recordings that happened this month. Good luck. Hope you have a big coffee. No, it actually surfaces up the moments that matter. Hey, usage is trending up. Let's check out what's going on. Or worse, it's trending down. What happened? In this case, we have rage clicks. Someone is so pissed off at your application, they're actually just clicking over and over and over. That ain't good. So let's actually click in and check this out. Actually experiencing what your users are doing, that is painful. It's embarrassing. But we have to do that. We have to see what's happening, right? We have to get that. But the reality is, you can't afford to fix every single bad moment. You have to prioritize, radically prioritize. Where you spend those engineering dollars matter. So what's the scope of this? How many people experience this? How is it impacting our outcome of retention? Let's click over on trends. And when we could go and build a DX report, but in this case, I want to build a funnel. And I want to actually build a funnel directly from here showing me, hey, what is that experience of people going, creating notes and saving them and submitting them? That is incredible. I didn't have to go to a separate report or pull up or remember all the features. That's a magical intersection. AI surfaced what's important. Then we magically intersected into quantitative data to show us the scope. And look at this impact. There's a massive fall off for our users. And in a crazy intersection, if you wanted, if we highlight over, we could go back and watch the replays of people who didn't do that. Like, that's incredible for us to understand our users, to have context and empathy. But if we want to work on this as a team, we push it back to our dashboard. That same dashboard we created just minutes ago, that's where our team is working and collaborating. And while we think that this is telling us everything we need to know, we still can't answer questions like, what are our users saying about this? What do they want? What were they raising in support tickets? So what if we could actually talk to Pendo data? What if we can actually ask those questions of our own data? And this is that teaser of the conversational interface that will make it to all of Pendo. And here it is on our qualitative. And Zelta is smart enough to actually recommend things for you to ask of it. In this case, about our submit notes. And as it comes back and it looks at it, it's looking across all those data sets. Things like Zendesk, things like Gong calls, pulling that information. And again, it's all evidence. These aren't just, here's a result, trust me. It's backed up. Here's all of the evidence and where it came from. Because this is the evidence we need to make investments, to actually say this is worth putting money behind. That is incredible. Give it up for Zelta. Now, did you find the Easter egg? Did anybody see it? Yeah, I doubt it because it was everywhere. See, the Easter egg was embedded content. Almost every intersection was placed through our guide system with the new embedded content. Here it is, driving us to create a dashboard. Here it is, driving us to create guides. Here's a new button on the page for replays. Here's even a link of text inside of a widget, driving us to ask questions of our data. Come on, who shows a login page to a product keynote? Y'all fell for it. You think I didn't remember to tell you about an Easter egg? Now, when we built this demo, we actually challenged ourselves. Can we do this without speaking to our engineering team? Can we do this in a no and low code way to actually drive a product keynote? And that's exactly what we did. Let's show them how easy it is to actually build these experiences. It uses the same tools that you've been using. Visual Design Studio can now embed content directly in your application to personalize it. So as you select a container on your page, not just a target, but a full container, you can choose, do I want to prepend this new content on top of it? Do I want to append it to the bottom? Maybe I want to fully replace that. You have the ability to change your product, to drive a personalized experience that you target with segments, experience that you can localize with AI, all of that directly from VDS, all of that from Pendo. And it doesn't stop there, because Pendo is not just about applications that you're building, it's also about applications that you're buying. Every single thing that we showed today can work in environments like Salesforce, embedded content, embedded multimedia content like videos, and they're coordinated. Look at this orchestrated journey of moving from this embedded content, driving an overlay guide in-app that's actually going to help us or help salespeople create quotes. That is incredible, and that's the power of Pendo 1. We've been personalizing Pendo 1 for your application, for you, so that you can actually personalize your application for your users. But we're nowhere close to done. There's so much that we couldn't bring on stage today. So when we get done with the keynote, I invite you to go out to the product village. Meet our product teams. Meet the designers, the product managers, solution engineers. We even have engineers who actually coded all this out there. Learn about everything we have to drive personalized experiences in your applications. And with that, please welcome back to the stage Todd Olson and Raul Jain.
Good job, good job.
We're almost done. We got a couple more minutes, and then you guys are off to lunch. So Clarivate is a data and analytics provider to academia and government. They started a journey with Pendo in 2018. Today, we underpin all their software development and across 70 applications that they build. They use the Pendo platform about what we've been talking about today. They use it to get user feedback quickly from the end users so product teams can make faster decisions. They use the data to help them prioritize where do they spend R&D resources, because R&D resources are limited in every company. They also, with their UX team, use the session replay to build empathy with the end users so they're fixing the right problems. There are over 600 employees at Clarivate that use Pendo almost on a daily basis. And one of those employees are here today to accept this award, the Founders Award. Please invite Rebecca to the stage.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Can we get a photo or no? You want a photo? Let's do a photo. Let's do a photo. Let's do a photo. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Thank you, Rebecca.
And we have a lot of users across the platform. There's always one user every year we recognize as founders. This one has been in the product over 263 days, but the most important thing, they're very active inside the community. They help other people inside of a Slack community answer questions, be better users of Pendo. And it's impressive. Every job Eric goes to, he takes Pendo with him, which helps him do his job better. And then lastly, he's come to more Pendomoniums than anybody else. Welcome Eric to the stage.
Thank you very much. So, yeah.
Thank you, Eric.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, with that, I'll take the clicker. Thank you very much for everything. I hope you loved all the innovation that we unveiled this morning. Please do go check it out in the product village outside. Last up, to help walk you through the rest of today's events, and don't worry, lunch is coming up very, very soon, but please welcome to the stage J.R. Reddick, our Chief People Officer and MC for Pendomonium this year. J.R.
All right. Hey, everybody. All right. Get my slide here for me. So thank you. I actually need my slide. Sorry, peeps. There we go. All right. So thank you to Todd. And congratulations again to our award winners. And thank you to my colleagues. So Trisha, Brian, Pierce, Emily, Rahul. Thank you to all of them. So another big round of applause for everyone who was up here. I'm so excited for all that lies ahead for the week. And yeah, so hey, hi everyone. Great to see all of you smart and good looking, I might say, people here in this beautiful space and city. Yeah, go ahead, applaud for yourself, right? Welcome again to Pendomonium 2024. This is the biggest, boldest Pendomonium so far. We are so happy that you are here, so thank you again for coming. My name is JR, and I have the privilege of being Pendo's Chief People Officer. I'm in my 4th year at the company, and I couldn't just be more excited for this week ahead and all that lies ahead for you, the most important people in the room, our amazing customers. So I hail originally from the great state of Michigan. I got a couple Michiganders. Go Blue, maybe? Awesome. And I have called the San Francisco Bay Area home for the past 15 years, so shout out to California peeps who are here. And I have heard that we have people here from 28 different countries all around the world, so impressive. Thank you all again for making the trip. I have to confess, though, that over the past 4 years, I have simply fallen in love with the beautiful city that we are in today, the city of Pendo's headquarters. So welcome again to Raleigh. I hope you really enjoy your time in this amazing city. I couldn't be more proud of Pendo. We just celebrated our 11th birthday. We are 850 strong of the best and brightest all around the world, and we are still growing. So thank you, thank you, thank you to all of my Pendozers here today and outside for all of your hard work that got us here today. So why is the HR lady on stage, you might say? Right? Well, as Todd said, spoiler, I get to be your guide, your fearless MC over the next 2 days. So I'm also the person that stands between you and lunch. So why don't we just get this moving right now, okay? So a few housekeeping notes for what you should expect for the rest of the day. If you have not done so already, please download the Pendomonium app to explore the agenda and other activities throughout the event. We already have a packed agenda for you. We have breakout sessions after lunch, and then we'll be back here for another amazing keynote to close out the day. Did you say merch? Right. Be sure to grab, imagine it's right here, your limited edition swag bag. You can get it customized, but grab that at the merch booth outside. Make sure you get your badge scanned as often as possible. It gets very competitive, so I expect all of you to perform at your very best here, because more scanning equals more merch. Got it? All right, next. After lunch, we invite you to attend the first of our breakout sessions. We have 4 different tracks this year for you to choose from. You'll hear from Pendozers, you'll hear from industry experts and product leaders from all across the country and the world. Next. Best part this year, I think, in addition to these tracks, we have something very special. As you all already know, Mind the Product is the world's largest community of product managers. And we have decided this year to bring their flagship event, MTPCon, into this Pendomonium experience. So please feel free to attend any session on any stage, and we can't wait to see what everyone has pulled together for you today. We also like to extend a huge thank you to our sponsors. Visit our sponsor village throughout the next 2 days, learn about their products. They have great breakout products, breakaway product innovations. And be sure to stop by my favorite, the Pendo Product Village, to connect with our very own talented and amazing product team. They will teach you about new features, new use cases that you might not already know about. So now please go, enjoy lunch, up we go, make your way outside, enjoy the food from an array of food trucks and options, and I'll see you all back here, closing keynote this afternoon. All right, thank you.